Divine greetings. So I'm out here in this little cove inset sitting on the rock. I'm literally on the rock. And under the sun and moon, the new moon is really waning. You can't see it right now because the sun is really out. But I got a little sneak peek at her this morning. Have been having my conversations with the sun and moon as the moon is still leading the way, but aligning with the sun because we're approaching the new moon 3 days down and counting. So we're in that 3-day window. So we're on the crown chakra day as we start from the crown going down, for those who are aware with the chakra works of new moon manifestations. We work 7 days with the chakras, starting 3 days before and 3 days after with the crown chakra. So tomorrow will be the third eye. On the regular 5D calendar, today is a throat chakra day, which is why I'm in my blue. So it's a crown, got a little pink that represents the crown, because the crown could be, purple pinkish. So it's a crown throat chakra day. So what can we take from the crown and bring into our throat chakra? How can we, and I'm sharing this chakra infusion with you. I'm just letting spirit take it where it goes. As I speak about this new moon approaching. And the chakra infusions have really been coming up lately for me to share. So, here it goes in prompt new. What can we take from the crown that we need from the crown, which is total connectivity? When you're doing the manifestations with the new moon, it is coming from a place of the creative process. First day, day one, let there be light, illumination. That is what the creative process, the 7 days are the 7 steps in the creative process. The 7 days of Genesis, I'm speaking. In that creative story are 7 steps of a creative process, metaphysically speaking. So the first day is illumination, right? The second day is faith. The third is imagination. The fourth is will and understanding with the sun and the moon, when it says he made the sun and the moon. The 5th day is discrimination or discernment between all the different aspects of you. The 6th day is realization. Created he, them both, man in the image, right? Realization of this image. And the 7th day is rest, and not lazy rest, but a restorative, respiriting, a reflection moment. Time to just really rest in the manifestation, basically taking your hands out of the creative process and allowing the mystical magic of the universe or God to meet you where you are. You've done your part for the first 6 days. The 7th day takes a step of faith and understanding to just witness what has been manifested and to have patience in what you are manifesting. Right? So it's a rest, meaning reflect, to elevate, to shift and transcend into your next 7 days, right? Because the 7 days of the strength, we don't call it weak. The 7 days of the strength is just that, giving you a creative process, because 7 is a return to completion. 7, which is manifestation, is about a return to completion of what is. So what can we bring from the crown? Let's get back to that crown. The crown being about total connectivity and an absence of your ego ascension, your ego attachments, not ascension, your ego attachments, your ego's personal will to do what it wants. This is coming, allowing yourself to hear the divine ideas that are coming through one mind consciousness, that are coming through you. So what is the crown opening up to in this new moon? As we have a stellium in Capricorn, so the moon is now joined everybody in Capricorn. The sun has been in Capricorn. Mars was the first one that entered in, then Venus, then Mercury. So all the personal planets are in Capricorn. Earth is in Capricorn, because if the sun is in Capricorn, so is the earth, right? Wherever the sun is, that is where the earth is. For those who sometimes wonder, well, we got all these other planets, where is earth? Earth is wherever the sun is, because when they say the sun, they're just giving you a solar perspective of where we are, right? Don't ask me why they did it that way. I'm always thinking, like, why? Because, human beings, they tend to be egoic and act like the sun goes around the earth when really it's us that goes around the sun. So I call it the solar perspective of our earth position. So we are in Capricorn. The sun shines its light on us through Capricorn, through the gates of Capricorn. So we're all in this earth element and this is during the convergence. We had the great convergence on the 9th, where there was this planetary alignment with all these personal planets, including Jupiter, who is on the opposite end of this alignment, on the other side of the sun there, in Cancer. So what are we integrating with in the earth is what I'm sitting here listening to the ocean. It's really taking the time. After everything that's happened, I'm really looking at taking the time to sit with, and what are we supposed to be integrating with in the earth? The divine ideas that are coming through. What are we supposed to be expressing? Oh, so true, in the ocean blue, in the throat chakra. So from the crown, what can the crown bring into the throat with this convergence in time as we align with our cosmic design? What are we willing and ready to do? I don't want to say able, because everybody's an able body. What are you willing and ready to do as willing and ready light bodies as the sun shines upon you from a solar perspective, right? Just like this is what it looks like. The sun shining on me is the sun shining on you. The sun shining its solar perspective on Earth of the Capricorn stellium. And the Capricorn is about accountability. It's about responsibility, doing what needs to be done within reason, within balance. Remember, this is with the maturation, the Mars and Venus maturation that it's had with Cosmic Messenger, and Earth has been matured as well as it passed by Earth in December, and the sun. So all of these planetary bodies, these celestial bodies, have been upgraded. Jupiter is the only one, which is the only one in Cancer, right? No coincidence. Jupiter is the only one. And let me just, they're flying. As I'm saying this, I'm seeing these 3 birds. And I don't know if you, there they go. Literally flying over the waters. Spiritual thoughts flying over the waters, over the emotional bodies. Get your spirits. And we've had the spiritual upgrade, and maybe that's what this new moon, I'm not going to say maybe. Thank you, birds. That's the message of this new moon. 3 birds, right? 3 little birds beside my doorstep. So these 3 birds are highlighting what we've been talking about. Get your emotions, your spiritual thoughts over the waters. Your spiritual thoughts over the emotional body, over the energies in motion, over your feelings. Get over your feelings with your spiritual thoughts. Notice I'm not saying ignore your feelings. Fly over it. Fly high. I want to say fly high, but I saw them flying low. They were flying real low over the waters, really close to the waters. So get your spiritual thoughts. 3 is a creative completion. We just saw 3 birds. There is a creative completion in our spiritual thoughts. Get those thoughts over your feelings. Allow yourself to feel the feelings as the waters bring in the tides. You can, as I'm sitting here, I can hear the waters bringing it into the cove. Let it come into the cove, into the caves of your mind, into the caves of your soul. Let the tides bring it in, but let your spiritual thoughts fly over it, really close to it. A creative completion of your spiritual thoughts. So this moon the full moon was a spiritual update and upgrade. And now we have the full moon meeting us. So whatever was happening with that full moon, here's the new moon meeting us. Meeting with the sun, the inner world meeting with you in this correspondence, in this transcendence of these feelings. So the integration is being able to integrate truth, light, energy, and truth into your soul, into the truth that you now behold. What has been happening in the earth? Yes, that is true. But what is the true time reality? You may be saying, well, this is what's really happening to me. This is the reality. There are many realities. Let's not avoid the true timeline reality or the spiritual reality of what is to take place. So allow this new moon to bring in the manifestations of a soul integration and spiritual alignment with our soul's assignment. Today, Crown Throat Day, allow your total connectivity to bring true expressions through your throat. True expressions, not just speaking, but in your listening, in your understanding, in your being, in your doings. Everything that is an expression of you as a time capsule, you as a timekeeper, you as a time expression in this time-space reality. Everything, every which way that you express, let it be harmonic, let it be melodic to the grand symphony of the cosmic design. We are of one mind, one sound mind, one consciousness, one love, one heart is that. As I'm on the island of one love, one heart, even though it doesn't feel like that. Because everything that I'm doing, there is a struggle, there is a fight. That's why I'm still here in Negril. I was supposed to leave a couple days ago. But the message I'm getting as I sat out here on the rock is, what is it that needs to be had? I'm taking the time to handle the affairs in the physical world, in the earth. Handle what needs to be handled, but with maturity is what I'm hearing, with spiritual maturity, with you recognizing and these truths, these emotions, energy in motions that are flying over the feelings, and opening that crown to the divine ideas that are making their way on down and expressing through my throat. So that's what I have to share with you with this new moon. Paying attention to the stellium that Mars came in first. Mars takes initiative. It was leading the way. It has been ever since, around 3 months ago. Venus following up with its beauty, and not just aesthetic beauty, beauty that is the understanding. The feminine energy of understanding is beautiful. So Mars leading with study war no more. We're not going to fight in this way. We're going to use wisdom. And then Venus says, and here's the understanding. And Earth follows through behind with the knowledge that is being given through the wisdom and understanding. Now you see what there is to know. So there is a dance, there is a transcendence of these celestial bodies as they are now in this stellium of Capricorn, which by our 5D calendar is Set, right? The Kemetic god Set of the underworld. So bringing what we have had carried in the underworld. This is responsibility. What have you carried? What have you made Lord of your rings? What have you made your underworld? And now it is time to face that with all these planets in a mature space, with a maturation of the soul, facing what that is, holding responsibility, having accountability, and creating a true earth. Ashe, enjoy the new moon. Peace, love, and light.